Hello everyone, I'm back with a brand new video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the WWE Elite Series 93 Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, one of the all-time great wrestlers, one of the all-time great babyfaces, most known for his work in the Mid-Atlantic territory, or say, well, best known for his work in the Mid-Atlantic territory, which, was the Carolinas and Virginias, surrounding areas, in the, from the late 70s through actually I would say from the mid 70s through 80s, and also for his work in the WWE, particularly in the 80s against the Macho Man Randy Savage, the landmark feud that they have for the Intercontinental title, going into WrestleMania 3, as well as their WrestleMania 3 match, which many still to this day consider to be one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time, as well as his legendary trilogy of matches with Ric Flair in the late 80s. As a matter of fact, in 1989, they had three of what fans still consider today to be the best matches of all time over the NWA Championship. Former NWA champion, former Intercontinental champion, former multi-time, champion of various. Matter of fact, we'll get into a few of his titles shortly, but one of the best workers of all time. When you talk about great in-ring wrestlers, great just guys that can have great matches with anyone for a long period of time, Ricky Steamboat is always in that discussion. And again, one of the top stars of the 70s, like I say late 70s through the early 90s. His career technically wrapped up in the mid 90s. He was still a pretty big star at the time of his retirement, when he retired in WCW, which I believe was in 1994, if memory serves me correct. So I grew up with Steamboat. I definitely have vivid memories of him from WCW, fighting against, the Dangerous Alliance and his battles against Rick Rude. I mean, Steamboat was a very important part of my upbringing as a wrestling fan. Now, of course, once I got older, I found out about what he did, in the WWE back in the 80s. I was, of course, kind of too young for that, but just really finding out and just an overall good guy as well. He's one of the best human beings in wrestling. And I met Steamboat on a couple of occasions at FanFest over the years, and just a very gracious, nice, humble guy. I think that's probably the one thing about Steamboat that he's best known for. In addition to being just a tremendous wrestler, he's also a tremendous person, and I would lump him and Rey Mysterio. They would both be just, I think, the two most enduring babyface characters in wrestling over the last 30-35 years. So again, we're going to get into this figure. And I hope you like the Cowboy Bebop garb. I finally have a chance to wear this. Well, actually, I've had the sweater for, I believe, maybe almost a year, have not worn it yet, and today is actually the perfect day for it. It's not too hot, not too cold, perfect sweater weather, and this is the first time that you all can't see everything, but this week, as a matter of fact, it was on Tuesday, was the first day. I think, no, maybe Wednesday. Wednesday was the first day that I looked in my backyard and zero ice. We've had tons of snow and ice over the last 2 weeks, and it's finally gone now. As you know, I've been during much of the season, I do most of my videos inside when it gets cold, but this is actually a perfect day, so outside and loving it out here. And check out the Cowboy Bebop hat as well, one of the classic anime series. But let's get back to the figure. So this figure is from highlights his WCW run in the early 90s. If you look at the back of the box, the blurb, he defeated Stunning Steve Austin for the WCW TV Championship at the Clash of the Champions in '92. And we see the other wrestlers in this series. And this is actually the chase version. The regular version of the figure has the white trunks, whereas the chase has the yellow trunks. And this is one of those rare cases where I actually think the original looks better. But hey, I will never complain about a chase figure though. Getting my hands on one of these. And yeah, we're just gonna get into it and make this nice, and hope everyone who celebrates is having a good Valentine's Day. Today, my wife and I, we actually went out last night with some other couples from our church for a couples dinner. And we're going to be going out a little later today just to do some things, go out to eat, just have a good time, watch a movie. So definitely looking forward to that. And we have the TV title, and I just love these WCW titles. And the WCW TV title has always been one of my favorite belts. Just always just a classic, sleek, cool design. And of course, I remember this belt more so from Booker T and Chris Benoit in the or in the late '90s battling over this belt. But this was, always one of my favorite titles, designs. And gotta do a little cutting of those little strips, which irritate me to no end. Maybe we don't need to. Let's see if we can. Yeah, we'll need to do that. Always good to have a pair of scissors on you. Oh, that one came out itself. Okay. Alrighty. So, yeah. So, of course, the rest of the interchangeable hands, of course, standard. And yeah, so let's get into the figure. We have Steamboat with which I do not believe is removable, but he has the headband on, kind of martial arts inspired red headband, which was a trademark of his during this period. Very good head scam. It looks just like Steamboat. It has that nice smile and the hair slicked back, looks just like him to a T. And we have the yellow trunks, which they actually do look, now I take out the box, these do look pretty hot. We got the yellow tights with a lot going on. We got the dragon, so we have the dragon and the flames around it. Then we have the dragon on the boots, and so really, really detailed stuff. And yeah, and pretty good figure. Feels good in the hands, and yeah. Now, that dragon design is just so detailed, really nice. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. Ricky Steamboat Series 93. And yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Again, thank you everyone for your likes, comments, subscribing to the channel. Definitely I appreciate you, and again, just thank you all for taking out time to watch my videos. I've been doing a lot more shorts lately. Thank you for those who watched the latest videos I've done on the children's books, WCW and WWE books. And again, just and also my Substack. Yes, so I am on Substack and Instagram as well. So Instagram at JD Collectible. Please check me out on there. Follow me up there. You can see, far more of my collection and posts going back to, I think I started that page in like 2019, if I'm correct. So definitely check that out. And also, I'm on Substack. Substack is basically kind of a blogging, writing platform. So I write weekly wrestling content. I try to post at least an article per week. And my latest one actually was an article I posted on the Voices of Wrestling website about the AJ Shinsuke Nakamura match at Saturday night's main event. I'm also going to be posting a Junkyard Dog JYD article soon, since it's Black History Month. And I got some other writing on there. I've done some pieces on Javon Evans and Sting, and yeah, some other just cool stuff. So again, it's an outlet to express. I'm a writer. I love to write, so it's a cool outlet to express my written analysis. Express myself in the written form. So check that out as well. And it's at Drawn Dove, and the actual name of the page is Drawn's World of Wrestling. But if you search for Drawn Dove on Substack, you will see this beautiful face. You will know it's me. So again, thank you all just for taking out the time to watch my stuff. I appreciate it more than you know. And as I often say, when I close out these videos, there are thousands, millions of other videos you could be watching on YouTube, but you're taking out the time to watch mine, and I greatly do appreciate it. So take care, and I will see you again after a while.